David, what does your crystal ball tell you is in store for asset managers in 2026?
Yeah, so I think we've touched on some of the key trends already, which I do think will carry over into next year. I think private markets being the main one. We've already seen a lot of firms make a concerted push into this fast-growing segment of the market, but I think we're likely to see more hiring activity, so firms poaching staff from the big alternative players, giving them the expertise to really compete in this area over the next year. It will probably also maybe inform or drive a lot of the M&A activity in this sector. We've already seen a lot of the traditional asset managers acquire specialist players, whether it's in private credit, infrastructure, real estate. Again, I think that's going to be a factor to kind of keep an eye on going into next year. I do think actually a lot of it will probably have an implication for culture as well, because when you've got two different cultures, one will very much sort of focus on alternatives and one on traditional, marrying these two firms together can often prove a headache. And this sector is one that likes to talk about being a people-led industry. So absolutely. I think it'll be interesting to see how that will play out over the next 12 months. Also, I think ESG, I do wonder in some of the conversations I'm having with industry leaders now whether there's been this kind of cutback or hiring freeze, if you like, when it comes to ESG professionals. I just wonder whether we might start to see some of that hiring activity or hiring freeze thaw into next year, and whether we might see some more of an uptick, if you like, on ESG hiring, whether there's a change in sentiment going into next year. But maybe you can talk about what you're seeing on the ground from a hiring perspective, whether culture or some of the big trends for next year.
Yeah, sure. So I think a lot of it will be the same as this year. So selective hiring, business critical hiring. I think it will be very focused around growth initiatives, so certain areas, alternatives, active ETFs. There's been a lot of work around product and product innovation. So I think the hiring will continue around certain themes. I think ESG, look, at some point it has to come back. It was all in and then it's really tailed off, even though there is definite hiring within certain roles that have an ESG focus. But I agree with you, I think it will come back. Distribution's been the flavour of the month for a long time. We hope more investment comes back. I think about 70% of our work has been client facing. I think the other interesting thing is on the cultural piece. A lot of asset managers have been looking to, as you say, unlock private markets with acquisitions or joint ventures. I think the big thing that we see is the cultural piece there, around integration, around comp models, around do you keep these businesses independent at arm's length, do you integrate them in fully? So I think this is going to continue to play out. And again, how those firms are culturally aligned to an existing business. So I think those are some of the trends that will come through next year.